So Julie, as somebody who's experienced the traditional international recruitment route, how different has it been working with Ariavrat?
So the benefits of working with the Ariavrat programme is that we are able to speak to them and look at doing some focused recruitment. So if we have certain areas where we need specialities and we need nurses that have those skills, we're able to liaise with Ariavrat and they do focused recruitment for us. So it really follows that NHS vision of the right nurse, right skills format for the NHS, and it means that actually we can get the right candidate within the right clinical area, and that helps us with recruitment from a perspective that we have those specialised nurses within that clinical area, but from retention it means that we can actually develop those nurses early on their career progression and ideally their development into that clinical area.
And how's that actually helped your role as a CDN?
If those candidates and those nurses hit the ground running, they then integrate within those clinical teams quicker and we can utilise on their skills. So I think sometimes it's underestimated, the skills that our overseas nurses have, but actually once they're in the clinical area we can pull on them, so we learn from them as well.
So the OSCE programme, obviously in the traditional route, it takes a long time for foreign staff when they come to the UK to go through that programme. Being able to shortcut that, has that made a difference to you as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because it means that when the nurses come to us, they've already done their OSCE examination, they're already going to hit the ground running, they're all ready to go on our induction programme, so they then enter on our registered practitioners induction programme and they then have a period of supernumerary, but it's much quicker doing it this way than having non-OSCE ready nurses come into the trust.
Now you've actually been working with Ariavrat here for the last couple of years, haven't you? How did you set that programme up? It's a kind of a bespoke programme.
Well, I think initially the key driver, if I'm completely honest, was time. We knew that if we had a good working relationship with Ariavrat, we could get nurses that were right for our trust in very quickly. But the thing that's been so great actually with them as a company is that we can liaise with them directly. So if we find that things have changed, or we find that with a cohort they need certain work on an area of a clinical skill or a clinical understanding, then we can liaise with them directly and the trainers within India will amend that training programme.
And has it been complicated working with them? Have you been able to kind of develop this programme as a bespoke thing?
Absolutely, and it's not been that complicated. So we are very fortunate that some of the trainers within India actually were members of MTW Trust. Therefore, they have an understanding of what's needed within the clinical areas. And actually the team from Ariavrat are very flexible, very open. And if we contact them, they get back to us very quickly and they essentially want to tailor-make their programme for us.
Let's talk about pastoral care for a moment. How much of a difference does it make working with Ariavrat in the way that they do?
Well, it has to be said that actually, as with their pastoral care, Ariavrat are really outstanding. So they're one of the only providers that will bring their candidates over. They will stay with them. They provide events for them for Diwali and Christmas. They will travel over and bring them to MTW. And on that first day, they provide them with food. They take them out for dinner. But the other thing is they're always at the end of the phone. So if any of our candidates have any concerns or any needs, they're always there to support them. And also they're very good at supporting with visas for family members, which is really vital to those candidates coming over to work with us.
And all of that, of course, is very good for the nurses, but how much of a difference does it make to you as a trust?
It makes a huge amount of difference. So we have a very good retention on our Ariavrat nurses. So they embed with teams very quickly, they feel welcomed, and also within India they train as a cohort, they live together. When they come over, they have that innate connection with each other, and that means that they're happier when they come here, therefore they stay.
So as a final thought then, if you're talking to other people in your role in other trusts around the country, would you be confident in recommending the Ariavrat programme?
I think absolutely. I think looking at an OSCE ready programme is really, really key to balancing your recruitment within an acute trust especially, because actually having a mixture of recruitment activity really, really helps. And actually through using this programme we've been able to retain those nurses, and for any NHS trust that's vitally important.
Jules Partridge, thanks very much.